everyone. Hello, I am Samantha from Sacred Ohms, and we have another edition of Hangin with the Ohmies. And today, please introduce yourself, my dear friend.
I'm Maarten. I'm one of the two owners. My brother and I are the owners of Sequoia Highland Camp, a nature retreat in the California mountains.
Yes. Maarten is here with us today. We're going to talk all about his property, how he got started, the ins and the outs. This is the space where we sit down with the heart and soul behind some of the world's most inspiring retreat venues, the stewards of properties listed on Sacred Ohms. Each episode will take you on a journey into the stories, values, and visions of those who have dedicated their lives to creating spaces for us to heal, connect, and transform. From the lush jungles of Costa Rica to the serene shores of Europe and beyond, these are the homes where retreats come alive. So, thank you for joining us today. Maarten, we like to get started with a little grounding. So let's all put our feet, I always sit in cross-legged. Let's put our feet on the floor. You're welcome to close your eyes. You can exhale through the mouth. And we'll take 3 deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling through the nose or the mouth, whichever you're more comfortable with. 2 more, inhale. Full deep belly breaths. And exhale. Last one, inhaling. And exhale. Releasing any tension. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, so let's get started. Maarten, as you said, you and your brother are the owners of the Sequoia Highland Camps. Tell me, this is located in California. Tell me exactly where in California.
Yeah, we're based, the location is at 5,000 feet in front of Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Park. So we're part of a national forest, Sequoia National Forest.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's basically in between LA and San Francisco, and then you have to drive up the mountains.
What's the airport time from San Francisco or LA? The drive time?
From LA and San Francisco, it's approximately 4 hours, but there's another airport, Yosemite Airport, that's an hour drive. So that's another option.
Nice. Okay, so that's easy. Okay, great. So before we get into some of the logistics, tell us, you're originally from the Netherlands,
Yeah,
right?
correct. Yeah, as is my brother, of course.
And tell us how you came to acquire this property.
Yes, I think so. It started very early onwards when I just felt like when I'm in nature, remote, I kind of my whole rhythm changes instantly, and I get really inspired. So that's kind of the basis for the project. And my brother and I share this experience. So I think in 2016 we really wanted to, we knew we wanted to do this project. So we started looking for a location that's suitable, where you can really inundate yourself in nature and disconnect. And that search led to this property near Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks. But it was a process that took 4 years before we actually found a location that's suitable. And I think my brother was the first one who found it, and instantly it felt right. So it's got everything we wanted, amazing views down on the valley, down on the national park, gorgeous stars at night, the mountain view, and it's 120 acres, so a lot of space.
Wow.
Surrounded by national forest. So besides the 120 acres, around it is mostly nature as well. And that's, for us, was really decisive in selecting this location, because I feel that when you want to disconnect in nature, it really helps. I'm from the Netherlands, so even if you go to the forest, you will hear trains, you will hear cars, and
Wow, yeah.
like this is just the opposite.
And how are you guys going about searching for this property? Because so many people are, I mean, this is the dream, right? So it's my dream too, is to own and operate an ohm, a property located in nature that's suitable for retreats and gatherings and healing of sorts. And, you know, it's been a big topic recently, and something that Sacred Ohms is kind of creating a business arm for. But how are you guys searching for this land, and what was already existing when you found this property?
Yeah, I think we just started. I mean, the first time we started looking, we just drove into the Malibu mountains and at properties because you need to
Love
start
it.
somewhere, and
Yeah.
we don't have any prior experience in this field, so we just started and we kind of did that routine every year. And at some point, you just look at websites that offer ranches or locations in nature. And we were pretty clear about California, coming from the Netherlands, where there's not a lot of space, not a lot of places to disconnect. So and yeah, we just really have a strong connection to this state. So eventually, just visiting properties and yeah, see what resonates, what feels good. And this property in particular, so basically we were checking out a property next door, smaller property.
Wow.
And then we found out that this one was for sale a long time before. So we just informed, like if it was still for sale. It had already 15 structures on it, but I think there was 40 years of neglect basically. And
Wow.
it was not in a very good condition. Nature as well. So in California between 2012 and 16, there was a huge drought, and afterwards you had an invasive beetle that killed off a lot of trees. So I would say in 2020, when we purchased the property, we knew it was going to take a lot of tender love and care. But we were also, I mean, the potential of the place was enough to convince us to kind of take that leap of faith.
Yeah. You guys were living in California at this time, or just
My
coming to
brother, my,
visit and
my brother was. I came. I mean, I'm a frequent visitor, and I lived in San Francisco in like 2013 for a couple of months, not too long. And then I also found a job at the same time. So I moved. Basically, when we bought the property, I also moved to California. But now I'm in between places as well. So
and this was right around COVID.
yeah, correct. I moved.
What a time.
Yeah, I moved during COVID into San Francisco, so that was quite the experience. But having this property, and I mean, it was very difficult to see what we had to do, like because it's such a sizable project. So you know, you clear a few dead trees and you don't see any difference. So the first 2 years, we just started working, and you know, at some point it became clear that you know, finally you could actually see some differences. But during COVID, that was actually a blessing because in you know, you had to deal with all these lockdowns, and being able to be in nature is, yeah, I felt very privileged to.
Yeah, the biggest gift. The
Yeah.
biggest gift. Wow, amazing. So you guys acquired it 2020, and it took essentially 4 years. Those 15 structures that were already there, did you renovate those? Did you flatten them and start new structures? Tell me a little bit about the build out.
Yeah, good question. That was also the question we asked ourselves. Oh, we're just going to flatten everything, and because it would be a lot easier, but the structures were structurally sound, most of them. So we decided we're going to renovate them, and we also felt it's easy to you know, demolish everything and build it from scratch, but it's also wasteful.
Yeah.
And one of our kind of philosophies is to have a circular approach. So we used we had to do really serious renovations. But for example, we had now we have metal sidings around the buildings because otherwise the woodpeckers are pretty brutal here.
Oh, wow, really?
Just, everything was full of holes. But we did use those materials and use them, for example, inside the cabins to decorate the walls. Or so we try to reuse as many materials as possible.
Yeah.
And it's not always possible, but that's at least our intention. And I think it worked out pretty well. And in addition, we also wanted to expand a little bit. So we also brought in 10 Mongolian yurts and like an additional dome. And we're still looking at, okay, what kind of meaningful spaces can we create that will really benefit retreats and yoga classes and whatnot.
I have looked at your website. And do you have a existing yoga shala, a space for whether it's yoga or Pilates or ceremony? And I couldn't tell from the website.
Yeah. So we brought in a photographer 2 weeks ago. Because the first batch of photos we had was, I think, 2 years or 3 years ago, and we've been adding a lot of elements. So soon they will be on the website. So we have a workshop space slash yoga shala, and we have a dome, 30 feet diameter, so for 30 people easily sitting down.
Oh, wow, beautiful.
Yeah. And now we're also constructing a kind of an outside shade structure that could be used for the same purposes. And we created an outside flattened area for gatherings as well.
Beautiful. And you have communal dining space.
Yeah, so we have 7 cabins that we rent out with 15 bedrooms. So the cabins all have a kitchen. So they're fully independent units, own bathrooms, kitchens. But we also have a communal dining hall where you can probably seat 70 people, up to 70 people, with a larger kitchen as well.
Beautiful. You guys staff the kitchen with an on-site chef, or you bring someone in?
At this moment, we do not. So usually retreats or groups that come bring their own chef, or they do communal cooking. That's another option, of course. And we have built up a network with professionals that we can ask if they're interested in cooking. So, but we're open to it, and there's no need to we don't require any services through us, basically.
Beautiful.
That's clear.
So you have 7 cabins with 15 bedrooms total.
Yes, and then we have 10 yurts, and they have basically 3 beds each, so 1 queen bed and 2 single beds. And then we have a bunkhouse with 8 really modest, tiny rooms with 2 beds each, so another 16 beds. So we have a kind of a diversity in places where you can stay.
And total amount of people, what does that come out to?
I think it's in the range, so it depends a little bit if you sleep 2 people in a queen bed or 1. So we count 2 people for a queen bed, but obviously that's not always suitable.
Yeah.
If you count 2 people, we're in between 70 and 80
wow,
people.
it's a great number.
But we're also open to tent camping, so the capacity is actually a lot larger. But for like plug and play services, we have 25 queen beds and 36 single bed.
Wow, gorgeous. You know, there's a lot of larger organizations looking for these larger properties that can host 150 people for gatherings. So I think that's a great number. And it's not so big that you can't have 40 people and feel like, oh, whoa, you know, it's a great number.
Yeah. And if we have a retreat with 30 people, basically, if you have 150 people or 30 people, the place still feels empty because it's 120 acres. So there's a lot of space to roam around, But the gathering spaces, so we also have like a bar area or recreation room. And I would say easily you can fit 100 people inside, probably 150 if it's a bit of a more festive event.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it takes away from the quietness and being inundated in nature. So I think that's what I really, really like about the property.
Yeah. Oh, so, that's what I was hoping to jump to next now that, it's kind of clear about the structures on the property. Tell me about the land. Tell me the nature that you're soaking up and kind of what someone can expect to see or experience there.
Yeah, so I think, so we're on a mountain ridge. So one side you can see the Kings Canyon National Park, you're really looking at it. And the other side, you're looking down on the valley. So that makes you have really nice views. And we try to use these elements to create meaningful spaces. So for example, on one side, you have a sunset that you can basically see it drop in the Pacific all the way to the coast. Because we're at 5,000 feet, and then the valley you're looking down to is at 2,000 feet. So it's really, really a nice viewpoint. So we created a sunset spot for gatherings if you want to communally enjoy the sunset. And that's, it's always a really special moment with a group at our sunset spot. So we created some nice little kind of bar or so you can really create a meaningful gathering there. We created a stargazing area where we have 3 hammocks that can hold, I think, 3 people each.
Wow, dangerous.
To have a really good vantage point to look to the stars because there's no light pollution when you look at the stars in that angle. We've got a little trail on the property, which probably takes around 40 minutes. That just takes you kind of around the whole place. And we're continuing to create spaces. I mean, there's actually a lot of land we even haven't properly explored. So, and we started in 2020, so we still have a long list of improvements we want to do.
Plus 20 acres. I mean, it takes time.
120 acres, yeah.
120 acres.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Wow. And wow, that's amazing. And you guys were able to buy 120 acres within the natural park.
In the Sequoia National Forest, yeah, correct.
The national forest.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
So it's on 3 sides the property is bordering other national forest. So there's no people living there. On one side, we have one neighbor, he spent some time here, but really good relationship. And it's just so peaceful and quiet, and the views are amazing. And so it's really, I mean, coming from the Netherlands, we just don't have spaces like this. So that's why it appealed to us as well.
And so in the summer, I guess it's warm but fresh, and the winters, I'm guessing there's snow, correct?
Well, we're at 5,000 feet. So now, for example, we're in late November, and I'm walking around in a t-shirt during the day.
Oh my God.
Pretty good. However, when the clouds move in, it's a bit more chilly. But all the cabins, for example, have wood stoves. Our communal space got a huge fireplace. The yurts got electric heating. So it doesn't really matter. So we do during, I think, January, February, March, there might be snow. So last year, there wasn't any until like 1 week in March. It's just a little bit more unreliable during those months. But I would think the rest of the year is just really nice weather. Summer can be a little bit on the hotter side. So spring and autumn are always really good.
Wow, beautiful. But not that hot. I mean, I have been in, Madrid, Spain in the summer. I don't know that hot.
We're at 5,000 feet. So Central Valley is that hot as Madrid, I think. But then up, and then we usually have a little breeze, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
good. But California does have heat waves once in a while, and of course,
yeah.
even at 5,000 feet, it will be hotter.
And so you're going back and forth to the Netherlands still.
At the
And
moment, yes, yeah,
oh, that's so nice.
yeah.
So when you're on the property, you're living there, working from there, cooking for yourself there, enjoying the property. And your brother, does he stay on the property?
No, he comes in also like quite often, and we obviously have caretakers as well. So it's nice. We have a it's we're building a nice community here as well. So that's good.
Beautiful. Well, one thing I always like to ask the property owners is, what do you think that the future of retreats is, in terms of how are you standing, kind of apart from the others? Where do you see shift shaping happening? I know you're not like, a wellness professional yourself, but just from a property owner's point of view, where do you kind of see that future going?
So in general, where do I see the future going? I think it will be harder and harder to find secluded spaces and that have a really good feeling to them, because it's just they're scarce, and there are a lot of people, and retreats are in demand, and other group activities as well. So I think when I look at our own property, we have quite a clear vision. So of course in Costa Rica you've got really gorgeous retreats as well, and quite luxurious as well. So I think our angle has always been, we really want to rejuvenate nature. We want to really improve the natural environment here. It's been suffering for quite a while, and I think nature has the ability to heal itself, but it doesn't hurt to help and limit.
Yes.
So we always said we are the guests and not the other way around. So we want to encourage wildlife to be on the property. We want to make sure all the nature thrives as much as we can influence it. I mean, if you have a multiple year drought, nature will suffer, but it will also come back after that. Yeah. And for us, it's really important to create that meaningful experience where when you visit, you can also learn about the property. You can learn about the plants on the property. You can learn about the medicinal value of the plants on the property. You might be able to help rejuvenate the natural environment. So we are now looking at replanting a part of the forest and nurturing it so that it can thrive again. And we also want to include our guests in this process. So I mean, I'm talking to a number of herbalists, if what their vision is, and we really want to include them in that process. And I think the previous owner, when we asked, like, if you would have, like, what would be your first priority on this property, and he said, like, I would pave all the roads, and we're like, yeah, that's one way, one vision. That's not our vision. We actually want to we want to limit
actually.
no, it's not paving it will give you some challenges, but we're really looking at a kind of a more wholesome way of reviving the property and the nature around it. And the guests that visit Sequoia Highland Camp are our guests, as are we. And nature, it is nature, and we should respect it.
I love that. I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner, and actually I studied in upstate California. And one of the main reasons why they say in Ayurveda that we have disease is a disconnection from divine. And divine could be, a higher power, or it comes in many forms. But divine in the only tangible way is Mother Earth. So our connection to nature is what can keep us healthy, is what can heal us. And We were speaking earlier that I'm living in Madrid and in the concrete metropolitan jungle, and I'm like, me and my dog, we're just dying to bust out and get to nature. And it's such a tangible thing that we need so innately. So, I've seen it with myself. One time I was living in Manhattan for 4 years, and I just, again, kind of the same thing. I just busted out and I moved to Mexico, to the beach in Mexico. My soul needed it, my body, my mind, everything. So I think it's great what you guys are doing.
No, oh, thank you. But coming from the Netherlands, we're really shaped the land around us and make in our service. You can't even reverse that anymore if you're living with 17 million people on such a small patch of the earth. And I think that's basically wrong with the world as we are using it. And I think there's a different approach to it, and also forest bathing in Sweden, for example, that part of the healthcare system. If you go to the forest, it just makes sense. And we are so detached from the food we eat, where it's coming from, how you dispose your trash. It's quite weird in a way that we're our relationship with nature and with other animals as well.
So disconnected.
And I think that's the premises of Sequoia Highland Camp. So we really want to offer the people the opportunity to reconnect with nature, and it usually takes half a day or a day. And in the city, I love cities and I love staying up late and having fun.
Yeah.
But here I arrive, and at 9, I'm like, can I go to bed now? Everyone around me, even when you have a social activity where you gather and you have fun, and it's like after 9, your body says it's good, it's enough, and you wake up early, and it's just such a different approach. And
you're one with nature. You are rising with the sun and setting with the moon. And again, in Ayurveda, that's exactly how the human body's intended to be.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think everyone knows, but that's
But we resist, especially in Europe. It's like, let's have dinner at 11 o'clock.
Yeah. And go to the club at 4 in Madrid.
Yeah.
Why? Sleeping is quite nice as well.
Yes.
No, but I think when we got the property in, it's all new. It's a new environment to me as coming from the Netherlands. So the plants, the animals, it's I'm not used to it. So it was a whole learning curve, and it's just amazing, like walking around with an herbalist and hearing like, oh, that's St. Johnsworth, that's elderflower, that's mugwort, that's all these plants with great medicinal value, or that you can eat, or it's knowing how to spot them, harvesting them, because they're really in abundance here during the seasons that they should be. And it's amazing. It's so wholesome to just walk around and experience nature that way.
And are you guys planning on planting any gardens, any kind of food production in the future?
We have been considering it. I mean, from the property already had an apple orchard, so we're probably going to nurture that back, because it's been around for a long time. We do feel strongly about native species and the need for the species that are here to be native. So, I mean, yes, there are blackberries actually in abundance. There's one plum tree. One of the previous owners planted it. So we're not going to cut them, but we are hoping to only bring in native plants and also the knowledge how they should be used. So that's something in the works still.
Beautiful. I have an herbalist I'm going to connect you with, actually. She's amazing, and she runs retreats.
Okay.
And we can cut this if it's inappropriate, but are you guys a plant medicine friendly property or no?
Yeah, no, we basically, we're open to any retreat, and when you have the place exclusively, I think that's kind of the requirement. Not always necessary. So we have yoga retreats that coexist with other guests that are staying. That's possible. But for groups that have amplified sound at night, because we're suitable for that as well, or I would say plant medicine, we do kind of require, I think, an exclusive use of the property. But when you rent a property, it's up to you what you're doing, and I have no personal issues with any of the topics you just mentioned. So
Beautiful, beautiful. She works with psilocybin mostly, and she's an herbalist. So the level of respect and knowledge that she brings for all plants is just, I mean, it's outstanding. So yeah, I'm sure she'll love to know about your property, and so will everybody. Well, wonderful. Anything else that you would like our community to know?
Yeah, I think we noticed we have quite a number of Burning Man camps celebrating their yearly mid-burn events here, and I think the space is really suitable for that as well. So it's slightly different than a regular retreat, but we do have groups that will have host all-night dance parties, for example, and we're okay with that. And I think the space is actually also very suitable for those kind of activities. So if there's any interest in that, please reach out as well. We always look at, for events and groups, the impact on the property. So for example, we won't have a 2,000 person festival tomorrow because the impact on nature will be too much, and that's something we really feel strongly about. So we do have also a very large meadow for group gatherings. So there's just, the space is extremely versatile, but we do want people that come here to share the same respect, at least for nature, and so there has to be some sort of agreement there. But I'm pretty sure on Sacred Ohms that's always the case.
Yeah, we haven't had any issues with ravers yet. No, our community is so sweet and always looking to just really retreat, the word retreat, to go inward, to turn off from society, from cell phones, from whatever it is.
Yeah.
And be one with nature and in community, in gathering.
Well, that sounds like the perfect match. And one other thing is perhaps nice is that we're working on a smaller wellness area. We are in an area that has known a lot of drought in the past, so we want to also make good use of water and not waste it. But for example, we have a 10-person hot tub. We're going to add a sauna to it. So we're going to create a little wellness area for groups to use as well.
Beautiful.
What
a dream. Maarten, we didn't get it recorded, but I just want to remind you, while we're recording, you invited me and my dog.
Yeah.
So I wish I had that invitation on film, but...
No, I can confirm it, and everyone is here to witness it. You're
okay.
welcome to come. Yeah.
You guys heard that. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining our community. Thank you most importantly for everything that you're doing for nature and for others to come and commune with nature. And I just thank you so much for I know it's so much work. Every Ohm property owner that I speak to is like, we've been doing this for 5 years or 50 years, and they all say the same thing. Whatever amount of work you think it is, times 10.
Yeah, that's very correct. And there's a lot of challenges on the road, but when you're sitting behind a desk in a city, if that's your role, at the end of the day, sometimes you need to remind yourself, what did I do again this day? And every day you have like 10 challenges and really meaningful connections with people. And it's just extremely inspiring to do. And I just feel, and my brother as well, we just feel really privileged to be able to do this.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. We will absolutely tag your property. We will post about it. If anyone's interested, you can reach out to myself, Samantha at sacredohms.com. You can shoot me an email, or the property is called the Sequoia Highlands, and you can search that in the property search bar.
When it's in Sequoia Highland Camp, there will be
Highland Camp.
Yeah, Highland Camp. That's the best way to find us. Yeah.
All right, Maarten. Well, thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
Yeah, likewise. Really fun talking to you.
Yes, a pleasure. And we will meet up again on another Hangin with the Ohmies.
Yeah. And, for the other listeners, sorry.
No, for you.
Yeah,
we get to do a 2.0.
And most likely here when we're both here.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just going to say when I'm on site. All right. Ciao for now. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Bye-bye.